Commander, many of the lords have gathered. The Darkspawn have fielded armies, and the nobles want to know how you will protect them. Shall I assemble them, or do you need more time to strategize?
Assemble the men. Going to war.
I will send messengers at once.
We've waited enough. Those who are late will just have to be filled in.
Lord Edelbrecht, this is the commander of the Greys Council, not yours.
What will you do then, Commander? I've lost whole villages to the army of Darkspawn.
Enemies out of hiding. Let's find them and strike.
This is no...
Commander! Commander!
What is it, girl?
A Darkspawn army is within sight of Amaranthine.
Make her protect us. They're attacking the city?
Amaranthine has been undermanned for weeks. She may not last long.
Our forces cannot move quickly enough, but a small band might make it in time.
But that's suicide.
We must try.
I will rally the city's defenders.
If anyone can turn the Darkspawn tide, it would be you, Commander.
Fighting a horde of Darkspawn with almost certain death awaiting? Don't even think of leaving me here, Captain.
Who do you want to take with you, Commander?
Daniel, this is a chance to redeem your family.
Initially, I thought you were utterly mad to invite me to join your order. But redemption... a man could die for that, and feel good about it.
Who else will you bring?
Lena, this is a chance to avenge your people.
We will cut down all Darkspawn before us, and I will learn what they have done with my sister.
Who else will you bring?
Won't deny Sigurd's request. She's with me.
I'm already dead. I've nothing to lose.
And so it is decided.
I'll make sure the Vigil's ale supply is safe. Leave a few Darkspawn skulls for me to kick in, right?
If I ever had doubts of you, they are erased. Fight nobly, and if you die, die with honor.
Oh, I miss out on the suicide mission. Oh, life can be so unfair. But, good luck. Chin up and all that?
The rest of us will stay here. Make her protect you and hold you close, Commander.
Please, Grey Warden, save my family. My family's in the city.
Please calm yourselves while I speak to the Warden Commander. Warden Commander, I am glad you arrived when you did, but I fear there is little that can be done now.
What happened?
A couple of nights ago, a swarm of of gruesome creatures emerged from beneath the city. They spread pestilence and destroyed everything they touched. Then at dawn, the other Darkspawn attacked. Warden Commander, it's too late. Amaranthine is lost.
The city still stands. It is not lost.
The buildings might remain, but there will be few survivors so long after those creatures appeared. Their corruption is so virulent. At least a quarter of the city succumbed within the first day.
Constable, there is a Darkspawn approaching. Alone.
Archers, take him down!
Peace. Do not be killing. Only talk. Architect has a message for Grey Warden.
Spit it out before I kill you, creature.
The Mother's army. It marches to Vigil's Keep. She attacks now. The Architect, he sends me to warn you. You must save the Keep, then finish the Mother in her lair.
You expect me to trust you?
This is truth. If you do not go now, all is lost. The Mother wins. If I lie, then kill me.
If we leave now, we may be able to make it back to the Vigil in time to save it.
And what about the Darkspawn here?
Soon, they will go to Vigil's Keep as well. The Mother, she wants the Keep destroyed utterly.
The Darkspawn has a point. We cannot leave with this other army hot on our heels. The Constable says the city is lost. I say we destroy it, burn it, and all the Darkspawn within.
Not giving up on Amaranthine.
Warden Commander, we have already lost Amaranthine. We can't lose the Vigil as well.
Have faith in the fortress I have built.
Commander, we can't save Amaranthine if it's already lost. We can still save the Vigil.
I stand with the commander. We must try to save Amaranthine. That's what Grey Wardens do. We protect people.
I don't want to see fire ravage these streets, but it may be our only chance.
What if there's a chance we can save someone? Anyone?
It would take a miracle. I will follow your lead, Commander.
We cannot afford to lose the Vigil and the Grey Wardens. And what humans are left here are lost anyway.
Do you really want more innocent blood on your hands?
No. I understand. Let us pray that the Keep can stand on its own.
No, no. If you stay, the Mother will get what she wants.
Add this thing up. It is information we need.
Amaranthine, then. The Darkspawn are never disorganized on their own. Something must be leading them. If we eliminate the Darkspawn leadership, we can go about finding survivors.
Good luck to you. And make her watch over us all.
Yes.
That went well, thankfully.
Oh, look! It wants to fight!
Just crawl into their holes and die.
Not bad! Another point for me!
Going. I sent some darkspawn!
Warden Commander, we've received word of another wave of Darkspawn approaching the city. They will be here within a day.
We must prepare.
Most of the survivors are taking refuge in the Chantry. The militia has set up a base of operations there. You can rest and resupply there. In the meantime, my men and I will search for more survivors.
Warden Commander, come quickly. The Darkspawn is still breaking through.
Breaking through where?
The inn! They're coming from the inn somehow.
I'm heading to the inn. You stay here.
May God bless you, Warden Commander.
Never any shortage of these. I'm off. I sent some darkspawn. All right. I sent some darkspawn. How about you then?
Surrender, and we'll be merciful.
Darkspawn, eh? Another point for me. Trap, so simple to see. Going. Okay. All right.
Leverage.
They're like rats.
I'm off.
All right. All right. I'm off. Going. All right.
Pathetic creature!
Yes. Shortage of these ones.
I've got you! Oh, look! It wants to fight! Now this should be fun!
Commander, the Darkspawn are retreating.
How does it keep there?
We haven't heard much, but what we have heard is Not good. The Architect's messenger has given us directions to the Mother's lair. We must pursue her.
What about the Architect?
The messenger said the Architect also planned to kill the Mother. I do not know what to make of that.
Mother, Architect, both are monsters. Both must die.
Commander, what should we do with the messenger?
Kill him.
It shall be as you say. Make her watch over you, Commander.
Praise the Maker.
You've saved us, thank you.
All right. Dragon Boat beasts.
Suggest
Yes.
All right, I'm game.
Saving the day.
I'm glad to see that you are well, sister.
Oh, Serani. Oh, thank Mythal you're still alive. What has the Architect done to you? Why are you with him?
The Architect is kind to me, and tender, and he has told me his plan. The Darkspawn are just like us. The Architect has freed them, and they search for a place in this world, just like the Dalish are searching. Everything he's done to help his people. You can respect that, can't you, sister?
Elena, tell me you don't buy this.
Serani, they killed our friends, and so many others. Don't you remember?
I do. And this is why I must help them. They are like children come into the world with no understanding of what is good and fair. They have a bestial nature, but I've seen them overcome it. They just need to be shown how.
Come with us so you can tell others.
No, I have work to do. The Architect is waiting for me. And for you. He will explain everything. You will see, as I have seen.
No! Don't go!
Over with.
Darkspawn up ahead. I'm off.
Yes.
you.
Poor Darkspawn. They're like rats. Going. All right.
May the gods grant me strength!
Oh, time to play!
Time to die!
That's the case.
And so we meet again. No, Uther. That is not how this must begin. I owe you an apology, Commander. When last we met, I intended to explain myself. Fate, however, intervened.
I escaped, you mean?
I restrained you, only to prevent the misunderstanding that occurred with the rest of your order.
A misunderstanding? Did you not attack the Grey Wardens?
I sent the Withered to ask for the Grey Warden's help. I should have anticipated that you might view our approach as an attack. I am rarely able to judge how your kind will react. It was most unfortunate.
Unfortunate. You took those men and bled them dry.
The Grey Wardens that were brought to me were already dead. I took their blood just as I took yours, because I had little choice. Things have not gone as I planned. I only ask that you hear me out. Should you still wish to slay me afterwards, you may try.
Fine. I'll hear you out.
My kind has ever been driven to seek out the old gods. This is our nature. When we find one, a blight is begun. Each time we attack your surface lands and you fight back until we are defeated. To break the cycle, my brethren must be freed of their compulsion. For that, I need Grey Warden blood.
Why do you need Warden's blood?
In order to become what you are,
You drink the blood of my kind to transform. Similarly, we must transform. I have created a version of your joining that uses the blood of Grey Wardens. You take the taint into yourself. What we take is your resistance. That is how my brethren are freed. In your blood lies the key to their immunity against the call of the old gods.
But let me guess, there's still a problem.
Once they are freed, the Darkspawn think for themselves. They speak, they act. Some, however, have reacted poorly. They are flawed and they rage against me. The Mother gathers them to stop me, as she seeks to stop you. I cannot defeat the Mother alone, and I cannot free the Darkspawn unless she is defeated. Our goals are the same. Once they are freed, the Darkspawn think for themselves. They speak, they act. Some, however, have reacted poorly.
Darkspawn or no, he has a good point. Do we really want to keep killing each other forever?
This is what my sister saw. An ally amongst the Darkspawn. This is an opportunity we cannot pass up.
Help me kill the Mother, and after it is done, I will leave to continue my work.
What is this Mother, exactly?
My most flawed creation. Freedom drove her mad, and she has poisoned the minds of the others. She has influence with the ones who have not been freed, and she gathers them as an army. I do not seek to rule, my brethren. I only seek to release them from their chains.
How did you become freed?
I was born as I am, an outsider amongst my kind. Why? I do not know. Why do some of your kind become Grey Wardens? Why do some possess magic? I have no answers.
Perhaps the other Darkspawn don't want to be free.
And how would they know when the choice has been deprived of them? Without choice, there is only one path before them, and that leads to the Blight. I believe there is another way.
Stealing blood from Wardens is perverse.
I thought it little different from your order's use of Darkspawn blood. We both do what we must in response to the Blight. The first blood came from Uther, freely given. She was a Grey Warden, as you are, and joined us many years ago.
No, I will not help you. This ends here.
No! The Architect is a visionary. Don't be foolish.
But we could have stopped this cycle of blights and old gods.
How very unfortunate. But I cannot blame you. You are as bound to your nature as we are to ours. I am sorry, Uther. It appears that I will not be able to keep my promise after all. You will have to forgive me, Commander, for fighting to preserve my destiny.
All right.
Yes.
Cannot break me!
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do this quick, shall we? All right. Moving on.
To the nest. Here we are. No official tank, no official healer. Just me. That's the mother.
If it isn't the hero of the hour. The slayer of the mighty father, come to claim a reward. Oh, what a delicious day.
What is that?
By the ancestors, do all brood mothers smell this bad?
Creators preserve us. I have never seen such foulness.
Am I not beautiful? Has the Grey Warden come now to slay the mother too? Will she join the father in oblivion?
Who is this father?
He called himself Architect, but that did not change what he was. He said he wanted to free us, but all he brought us was silence. Dreadful silence. But now the father is gone. The mother can take her children deep into the earth and care for them, safe and sound.
Until the next time we send them to attack us again.
Oh, the mother knows your ways. You will not let her be, no, not after what she's done. So it must end. It all must come crashing down! Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Oh, Move!
Point!
Need a little rest here. All right. I get there, sir. Pathetic creature!
May the gods grant you strength!
I'm off. Yes. Take that! After the deaths of both the Architect and the Mother, nearly all remaining Darkspawn fled back into the Deep Roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Although some of the Architect's disciples likely escaped into the Deep Roads with the rest of their brethren, they have, so far, shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their savior. Yet the Deep Roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn, and it seems certain that in time, another blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old gods continues. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the Rain's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aidan and his men were able to distribute the smugglers' goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn's defeat. The war devastated the farmholds of the Arling, but the land survived. In time, opportunity would attract settlers from other regions, as always. Vigil's Keep stood alone against the horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil's soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held one night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The Keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. Peace followed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge the threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Baldric Glavenok stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Dark whispers of conspiracy against the Wardens fell silent after a rash of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Ben Esmeralda. The nobles of Amaranthine remained dutiful. Some even suggest that they were cowed into submission. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheep herder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. Dworkin Glavnock further refined his lyrium sand explosives, but left the Warden's employ after Canary mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the Dwarven Bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. The Vigil soldiers, wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Velena and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish lands that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, the both sides knowing that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Kal Haral was emptied of Darkspawn, Ozamar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Taig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Kal Haral was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Kal Haral of all Darkspawn, making the road between Ozamar and the fortress safe again. Kal Haral was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. As promised, Voldric and Dworkin presented Ozammar's Shaper with the stone marker that told of how Kal Haral's Castlis had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. Commander of the Grey was invited to Ozamar as a guest of honor at a feast commemorating the defenders of Kal Haral. Shaper read the names of the Castlis off the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone, as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area is still dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, only by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. Survivors of the siege at Vigil's Keep hailed Anders and his magic for holding back hundreds of the assaulting Darkspawn. In the ensuring victory celebration, the men dragged the mage to the fire to engage him in a drinking contest. Anders lost. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages. But when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order. Ever after, the Wardens were his home and his lasting companions. Velena never saw her clan again, but neither did she forsake her Dalish Nate culture, nor her sharp tongue, nor her quick temper. Helena's interactions with the other Grey Wardens changed her opinions of humankind significantly. Shortly after the Mother's defeat, Darkspawn stragglers, who still remained on the surface, attacked a human village. Helena was the only warden nearby and defended the village single-handedly. She did not sneer once. Helena scoured the Mother's lair for signs of her sister, but it was through Serani, though Serani had vanished into thin air. Helena blamed the Warden Commander for choosing to kill the Architect, certain that the Architect would have released her sister if he lived. This remained a source of friction for as long as Leif and Velena knew each other. Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to the Order, to clearing the blemishes on his family's name. After saving Tyrn Fergus Kuzlin from a bandit attack, a portion of Amaranthine was returned to the house. Nathaniel passed the holding to Delilah's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was erected in its courtyard. Justice fought valiantly at the battle for Vigil's Keep, but before the victory horn sounded, a Darkspawn sword removed Kristoff's head. It was, of course, unclear whether the spirit of justice perished or simply departed. At least, Kristoff's wife, Aura, was finally able to claim her husband's ashes. With the mother dead, Sigrun seemed to lose her purpose. She withdrew from her friends in the Order and spoke to them less and less each day. One morning, Sigrun was simply absent, her bed made and her trunk emptied. A young recruit who had been up in the night said she had left for her calling, gone to finish what she started in Kal Haral. At Vigil's Keep, Oghren rallied a last-minute defense on the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover that he had been credited as a hero. Oghren continued to regale young warden recruits with tales of his prowess in battle and bed. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare she'd rather reattempt the joining than lift another mug. At the Warden Commander's urging, Oghren took a more active role in his child's life. He visited Felsey often and wrote letters, which the Warden Commander graciously proofread nearly every week. As for the savior of Ferelden, he did not remain as commander of the Grey for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, and the Blight was well and truly over. It was time for him to move on. Some claimed the commander had reunited with the red-haired bard known as Liliana, and that they had ventured together still. The pair were spotted together in Denerim, a year after the Blight's end. No matter the truth, the commander never did return to Vigil's Keep. So, to copyright. Thank you for joining us. And next time, we will go into Liliana's song.